You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Desperate Housewives. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Desperate Housewives news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Desperate Housewives.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Desperate Housewives. We're going to be talking about Season 8, Episode 2, called Making the Connection. And I'm your host, Sara Stretton. And also we have here Heather
Basra.
And we are currently missing our other two co-hosts, who are Roxy Stryer and Derek Shore, who unfortunately couldn't be with us. Derek's very sick, and Roxy's in Boston, you know, busy people. But we are here to talk about today's episode, and we were really excited. And before we get into all of the crazy connections and disconnections going on, I did want to address, we got an email from a fan. Her name's Flo, and she's from Germany, and she tuned in last week, and she sent in her comments just about when she was talking. We brought up the note, which was the conclusion that sparked all this controversy. Basically, this season, Bree got the note saying, like, makes me sick, I know what you did, blah, blah, blah. And this note parallels a note that, as Flo corrected in her email, and as we saw more of today, that this parallels with the note that Mary Alice received. I think last week we misspoke and we said that it was a note about Mary Alice. We were wrong. Bad memory. Sorry, guys. Sometimes we make mistakes. So thank you, Flo, for writing to us. So we did. So to clarify, the note from the past was given to Mary Alice regarding the murder of the biological mother of Zach, which eventually this note led to Mary Alice committing suicide. So that's kind of clarifying that. Also, last week we had a little bit of question on where the heck Tom was staying. We were really confused by this. We had no idea. And Flo wrote that she believes that it is Bree's old office, which is located on top of her garage test kitchen. Yes. So I think that might be correct. We were still trying to figure it out.
That when he was running out, remember, and she had her little night dreams, and she went across.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out last week whose house it actually was.
Oh.
But I mean, now he's not really living there anyway. He moved into a hotel.
Yes.
That the kids are quite enjoying.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll cover that. But I want to thank Flo for emailing us.
Thank you.
We really do appreciate that. You can call in, you can give us your opinions, or you can always email. It's the best way to reach us. So now we can kind of get into this week's episode. And I wanted to start actually with Renee and Ben.
Very cute.
New guy. You said he was really cute. We were trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah. Those amazing blue eyes.
Yeah. They really pierce through.
Yes.
He's just like, we like this. I like this new guy. Last week we couldn't figure out what his accent was. And this week they said he's an Aussie. Do you think he sounds like an Aussie?
A little bit.
I feel like it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something's off about it to me.
Well, it doesn't sound really authentic, maybe.
Maybe there's a little mix in there.
Yeah, like, you know, like if I try to do British, it's not going to sound completely British, you know.
Very true.
So that could be it.
Yeah, so this week, of course, Renee is trying to seduce him. And her way of doing this is by trying to figure out what he likes.
And he likes helping the elderly.
Supposedly likes helping the elderly. So Renee decides to tackle this by bribing Karen.
Yeah.
Who's his next door neighbor, and she like brings her over like the fake pot of food that actually has a $50 bill in it. I thought that was hilarious.
It was very clever.
Like, I thought she was going to, like, lift it up and it was going to be, like, takeout or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, money so much better.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was wonderful. I think she was it was funny. Do you think that he knew that she was faking it?
Yeah.
Do you think that, my question was.
I think that,
Okay.
sorry.
No, keep
I
going.
think that maybe he told Mike that, and then Mike told her that.
And then they figured it out.
And then
I was trying to figure out if he, like, knew because he realized her reputation or because she was talking so loudly or if Karen actually told him.
Ooh.
I mean, they never really clarified it. But I could totally see Karen being like, hey, I got a secret for you if you got some $50. And then her making, like, just tons of money off all of these people.
That's very smart.
But in the end, so he takes her to a soup kitchen in her fancy, fancy dress, and she finally storms out, and they have, like, this little heart-to-heart conversation where basically Renee opened up, and she doesn't do this often.
No.
Like, she really doesn't
very
open
rare.
up at all. She's very, like...
Especially strangers.
Exactly. So she opened up really quick to tell him, like, I was raised in, like, foster or through family, right? She said.
Yeah.
I, like, bounced around from people we were growing up. So she was on the other side, basically. So she was the one receiving the charity, and she never liked it.
Yeah.
So she really opens up. Do you think this was out of character for her? Too quick? Did you like that it was too quick? Or
I think she needs to fall in love. I mean, all the other girls have, all the other girls have their guy or whatever, and she's new to the block. She's kind of like the new Edie. Remember?
Kind of, like, she's there, but she hasn't made that, like,
she's not the main.
Still the main girls.
Yeah.
But you think she needs a love interest?
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because he said one line that was really interesting to me in their conversation. He was like, he's mentioned that he didn't really like Charity. Did you catch that?
He doesn't like Charity? Well, because I think he was raised the same way. That's why at the end of the scene, at the end of the episode, we see them sitting down eating, like fast food.
Yeah. And then they bonded over this mutual history, and they actually end up having something in common
without trying to force it.
But now I'm trying to figure out, like, is he really a nice guy, or does he have this history? Like, there's something dark about him this episode.
I think he knows a lot more than he's letting on. I think he might have known her in the past, or maybe knows about her past already. Like that whole thing with Mike, like he knew that he was been to prison before. So
and he knew the story of it too.
Yes.
That was interesting to me. He didn't just say, like, oh, you're a con, I left your heart. He, like, knew details. Yeah. That was interesting. So, and there was, like, just, like, this glimmer in his eye, like, I'm going to hire you in a way. I can still use you. And how is that going to play into him and Renee? I mean,
I don't know. I think he's got something up his sleeve.
What do you think about Renee, though, going a little bit backwards? How she pretended to be interested in old people to get a guy.
That's typically her.
But do you think that's just like a typical girl thing, or is that just like really random? Because have you ever met girls who are like, oh, I really like baseball because my boyfriend likes baseball?
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
And they don't know anything about it.
They're like, yeah, what's your favorite team? Oh, they're, the ones from the place. Yeah, favorite. No, have you ever made up a lie to get a guy?
Have I? Probably.
Gonna think about it?
Yeah, I probably have.
Jesse, have you ever made up anything to get anyone?
Absolutely not, because here's the thing. What is she going to do? I believed all she wanted to do was sleep with him.
Yeah.
I mean, she was very forward. So now if you're making up lies that you like old people, that's supposed to get him in the bed with you?
Yeah.
So does she want more of a That's why I think lying to get somebody doesn't make sense, because if you're going to date them, it's all going to come out, and then you've got yourself into a false relationship. Which I don't think she cares, because I think she's really just trying to screw him. But I kind of feel like he does like her.
I feel like at the beginning, it was very much just like sexual attention. Renee had to get her way. But now, like, with the opening up, I feel like it's more of a relationship search.
Do you also think he brought her to, the elderly home. As a joke, yes, but also like to see how far she would go, and I feel like he's gonna teach her something.
Yeah,
I can be like that. I don't know. It's like I want to say like part of him might be more with her, but I feel like there's this other side that's not so goody, if you know what I'm saying. But I just want, so they're kind of up in the air. We'll see where it goes. I do love the new love interests,
Yeah.
They're the ones kind of heating up while a couple of the other couples are like simmering down. I mean, you've got Lynette and Tom, whose relationship's pretty much over.
Yeah.
Which, stay tuned because I have some news and gossip for that.
What?
Is it going to confirm that the Lynette and Tom maybe?
All I'll say is that it's fully about Tom and
Okay, well, everyone better keep listening to the show so you can hear our
What?
Desperate Housewives news and gossip. But what we're
Hmm.
seeing right now is that Lynette and Tom are really struggling with their separation and finding their balance as parents and how they act. Because how we've always seen Lynette and Tom is she is often the bad guy. She's the one always putting her foot down. Tom's like the happy-go-lucky, I can go with it. And then this one, you see Lynette not want to be that person. She doesn't want to turn into the mom whose kids always are running off to their dad's house to have fun and complain when they're with her. She's trying to like make Tom take a little of the responsibility, which I think is, I completely understand that.
I do, but at the same time, the kids are going to be very confused.
Yeah, but I feel like it's, as parents' responsibility, like, you're both in charge of disciplining and you're both in charge of rewarding. Like, you can't just knock it to one person. Like, that's completely unfair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, I don't feel like there's a bad guy in their breakup. Like, I do feel bad for Tom because he obviously wanted to make it work a little longer. But I don't think either one of them, like, messed up so bad as to ruin it. So, to me, it should be a mutual thing. It should be balanced. There shouldn't be blame. They should be able to like
reconcile somehow to keep the
family going.
Yeah, exactly.
And they definitely struggled with that this episode. We first see them like having the yes-no argument, which turns into something over a high school crazy party.
Yeah. House party
Without the parents, with the crazy kid who's like bat mitzvah got broken up by police. That did not happen in my town. I will say I had a party town, so that's a little crazy even for me. But anyway, and then Lynette shows up to go get her son, and then she does a keg stand.
Yep.
I'm just like, bravo! I wanted them to make more out of that keg stand.
Yeah.
Do you have that feeling? I wanted like some like guy to come take like a picture of it and then like spread it around the block or something. I wanted that to be like such a big deal because I'm like, Lynette is doing a keg stand. What is the world's coming to? I thought it was hilarious for you.
I loved it. Like she was willing to prove that she's not a narc. She's like, look, let me show you. Like she was willing to get in there. And
even though I really don't think she had a clue what a narc was.
I don't think so either.
And then Tom shows up and sees her doing this and she's like, it's not, I'm just, trying to get into the party to save the kid. And he's like, the kid's in the car. What are you doing?
Yeah.
At least he showed up though, right? So they both did meet communally, like to take care of the kid, which I think is the best thing that could have happened. You know what I mean? Like they're both trying to be good parents. And this kind of led them to the conclusion of them being
to come
work
together. Yes.
And that I think is going to help. I do not want to see them fighting.
No.
I don't want this season to turn into Lynette and Tom going after each other's throats.
Well, it's the last, season, so they kind of gotta.
They have to work it out.
You know what
they
I mean?
can't leave things on bad terms.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like this whole season, just in general, is going to end in happy terms?
I hope so.
I don't know. I feel like they might throw a curveball at us. Oh, Jesse's doing his like evil hands, manipulative in back. They're like Oh, wow. That was skilled.
Yeah.
That was like anti-spirit fingers.
Ooh.
But really, it's like the evil version of spirit fingers. For everyone who's just listening to this on iTunes, they're going to be like, what are they talking about? He's doing this, but much better than I am doing. I can't even describe. Jess, do you have something to say?
Oh, I would say that it's like what the bad guy does at the end when he knows something's scheming. He
And slowly
clacks his fingers together.
And his eyes get like lower and lower. And then the grin just starts to... Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's that one key moment.
Yes.
We don't have any super evil people yet on this season of Desperate. We haven't really seen anyone. Maybe that's what's coming. We need an evil person.
Ooh, I was gonna jump ahead there for a moment.
Jump ahead? Well, why don't we first talk about Susan, who is the opposite of a bad guy.
This poor lady. I just feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wholly gone bonkers.
Really annoying.
Purposely stealing soda, purposely kicking over cop bikes, purposely trying to get herself like in trouble. Trouble? I'm here.
Yeah, it's like, arrest me, please. Great.
Like, oh yeah? You love your kid?
Yeah.
Rips up the picture.
That was ridiculous. Ripping up a baby picture.
Yeah.
Come on.
She's
like
gone a little loony.
A little loony, and it's all because she's feels guilty and really just wants to get punished for what she already did.
But she's not alone.
She is not alone. Carlos is going through the same thing.
What do you think is going to happen between them?
Well, I mean, what we've seen so far is they bond in the police station, confessing how guilty they feel in the police station. Did I mention that they were in the police station when they were talking about what they did? Who does that?
Yeah.
I understand she wants to get in trouble, but it wasn't even like, we're going to talk about this so I can get in trouble. It was like they were having bonding time in the lobby. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was not happy.
It was a bit much.
I was like, at least go out and have this conversation in the restaurant.
And they did. Would you like to go grab a drink?
There was a little inkling there.
It was a little too much.
A little bit.
I think that's a little too scandalous.
Not to mention,
too much.
Isn't Carlos supposed to be having issues with, the sexual department?
But
that was like the focus of his...
Maybe he's having issues because
Gabby
Gabby is so like, we'll just move on. And he's not. Like, they're not working together as a team like they normally are.
Well, it's completely evident that Carlos and Susan are on the same page. And that's the whole point of this, is that they're the ones who the guilt is affecting their day-to-day life.
Yes.
I mean, later we'll get to Bree and how it's affecting her. But without the note, without anything, just their own conscience is making little activities that they do on a regular basis.
Just going to the grocery store for Susan is gone mad.
Yeah, everything. Oh, goodness. I'm kind of glad MJ hasn't made an appearance. I don't want to see him with his mom like this. But then we, of course, Carlos, as I said, his whole thing is that him and Gabby's, what is Zabby? Carlos and Gabby's sex life has just gone down the toilet, like
so down. She hires.
There was a quote in there. I'm probably going to say it wrong. She mentions how it'd been like 38 days since they had sex, and she goes, "That's 3 years in woo-ha? No. Woohoo?
What was it?
Oh, so good.
Woohoo?
Woo-ha time. It was like
hoo-ha. There we go. Wow.
Hoo-ha time.
Hoo-ha time. It's been 38 days in hoo-ha time.
3 years in hoo-ha time. That was great. I really liked that line. I love
how that took us forever to try to say
that one, but I really liked it in the episode. It made me completely laugh. And so she does everything to try and seduce him back. She tries to take pole dancing lessons.
Hires the stripper. Calls the stripper doctor. Gets a lap dance by the stripper. Almost makes out with the stripper.
Yeah, close. Real close. They were like almost touching.
And that still wasn't turning Carlos on.
No, he was like getting infuriated.
Getting more, like angry.
Which, do you think Gabby did anything wrong? Like Carlos freaked out because he was like, you told someone about my problem. But do you think she really did anything wrong?
I don't think she intentionally meant to spill like this crazy secret of his, you know, and guys really do have issues with that kind of thing. You know, that's to them, it's super personal. Right, Jessie?
I don't think
you want to give us your
opinion
on that?
Do you think that it was okay for Gabby to try and hire the stripper to help him?
Yes, and I mean, all right, here's the thing. Because I'm coming from a totally different type of guy perspective.
I understand.
I believe in honesty, and you make things lighter than they really are.
Mm-hmm.
You killed somebody. So it's kind of understandable. It's kind of ridiculous for her to be reacting the way she is and taking it like it's her fault. She has to understand, just like Susan understood, you know, like he's going through something. It's stressful. It's affecting him. I don't think she did anything wrong, though. Like, for him to get upset that some random stripper knows that he has erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
It's not that serious. The girl probably didn't even know how to get out of the house. Like, she was a little slow. You know what I mean? Like,
she was a little ditzy.
Yeah, it just... I don't think she did anything wrong. I don't think he's doing anything wrong. I don't think that they should honestly, at this point, be depending on sex. And I think that's something she needs to learn. Because that's what she's going to fix their relationships. No matter how bad it's got, this has always been able to fix us.
And that's not the point of a relationship. Right, the point of a relationship is to be able to understand where the other person's coming from, how they're feeling, and that is the exact opposite of what the solution that Gabby's trying to go to.
And we've noticed that with Gabby, you know, I mean, I was going to say this whole season. But I mean, you know, even last episode, you see how Gabby... And well, I guess we've seen this as her character. She's very controlling.
Over this situation especially. I mean, looking back, I feel like Gabby has grown into someone who's more domineering. And she is taking charge of this group right now. She is telling everyone how they should be feeling, including Carlos.
But don't you think the exact same thing is going to happen to her again, just like it happened when she hid that she was molested? She held it in for so long, and then when she finally confronted it, she broke. Yeah. And I think now she knows everyone else is thinking about it, so she can't think about it. So she's just go, 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 go.
Yeah.
She's just doing as many things as possible in her day to not think about it.
Yeah, and even when he confronts her and he gives her the reality of it, you know, in tonight's episode, it was just like she couldn't take it. And you can see it in her face, but she's not letting him know that she can't take it. She's just like, well, why? What do you mean? Like,
it's like, oh my goodness.
Pushing it aside like it's nothing.
Yeah, and she's acting stupid about it, which I completely agree with. But that being said, if you get rid of this whole fact that going for sex is the wrong approach, I don't think it's bad that she hired the stripper either. I think she was trying to help. I think that from her perspective, it was a really good point of view. I don't think she was trying to like hurt his feelings or make him uncomfortable.
And it does. I mean, it's good. You're bringing. I hate to say, not to say it like that, but a third party in. But something. It's different. You know what I mean? It's just like here's a moment of like. He should have laughed at it. Like, what? Like, you think I need this? Like, I want you. You know, it should have been a lighter moment than that.
Yeah. They made it way too serious. But maybe that is like foreshadowing on something.
It might be foreshadowing something. We'll find out in our news and gossip.
What? Coming up. I want to like speed through these people so I can get to there.
Let's do this. Let's do
I'm like, who do we have left? We have Bree and Chuck. Let's talk about Bree and Chuck so we can get to the news and gossip. Jesse, you've got me so curious out here. Anyway, so Chuck... Mr. Detective Man.
All right. Earlier, you had said, do we have any bad guys? We don't have any bad guys. I really think Chuck might be a secret bad guy.
It's kind of like up there. I mean, possibly Mr. What's his name? Ben Aussie Man. Possibly maybe Chuck Detective.
Ooh, something together. I don't know. Something bad's going down.
On the Mysteria Lane. Something's always bad's going down the Mysteria Lane.
Yeah.
And this comes out of, it's interesting that he could be a bad guy because that Bree mentioned in the episode that he made her feel protected. And I think that's really reasonable. I mean, she just received this note that's very threatening. Yeah. And I would want a cop lying next to me too. I'd be like,
Mhm.
hi, you can notice if anyone's following me around, right?
Mhm.
You can notice things that are suspicious. That's your job.
Mhm.
However, she, despite feeling comforted by him, she also is pulling away from him all episode.
Yep.
He invites her into the shower. She's like, see you later. He comes home during lunch. She's like, I have plans. So this whole time she's pulling away. And at the same time, she has Gabby breathing down her throat, breathing down her neck, going, you need to break up with him.
Yeah, that's right.
How do you, another example of Gabby's, being
Control
domineering of this situation. And as much as when I was watching the episode, I was just like, Gabby, you really don't have a right to say that. Like, back off.
What did I say when we were watching it? And I was like, why does she have to be in such control? Like, butt out kind of thing.
But then I was thinking about it. And how often does that happen, though? That, like, your friends can influence your relationships. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
true.
Like, if they just don't like them, it can really, really hurt what's going on. Like, friends can be a really big part of making
certainly
any type of relationship work. Like, if you know someone doesn't get along or doesn't want to be around them, all of a sudden you have to be like, oh, we're going to dinner? Oh, wait, we have to make sure we don't run into each other. So at first, although I was like, Gabby really doesn't have a point, I'm like, this happens all the time. That friends get in the way or make things awkward, and then you're questioning it when, like, you're with them. And then it affects it even more than it should. Like, you can tell your friend, hey, no, I'm going to stay together. But then you're thinking about it, and then it hurts it anyway.
Yeah.
And obviously, a lot was hurting Bree's emotion. She was getting shut off. She wasn't, like, being her, like, flirtatious self with him. She was just totally pulling in. And he knew something was going on.
He could tell.
He, like, asked her multiple times, like, is something all right with us? Are you about to break up with me?
Yeah.
And then the only reason she ends up not breaking up with him
It's because she's scared.
is because it's because she gets I didn't think it was because she was scared. I thought it was because she gets that call from Paul being like, this guy named Chuck knew about the letter.
Yeah.
So
So maybe he's the one who wrote the letter.
I feel like she's staying with him now as like a keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer type of thing. Like, to keep an eye on him, or at least keep a little control over to him to see what he knows.
Smart,
but awkward.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like this is going to be a really tangled web. We're going to be like, what is going on? Like,
Yeah.
Because they were, like,
excited.
sleeping in bed next to each other after this scene on the phone. And I was just like, it's really uncomfortable. You're suspicious of the person you're sleeping next to, and yet you just thought they were protecting you. Like, how can you stay there?
Yeah.
Like, so awkward. So we have a lot of things going on. New relationships with Renee and Ben. Kind of new relationship or whatnot with Bree and Chuck. And then kind of dwindling relationships with Tom and Lynette and Carlos and Gabby. And Susan, she's off in her crazy world. Mike might be getting a job with Ben, who might be bad. Who knows? But it's all up there.
On.
So, Jesse, we covered everything. So now we can go to commercial, and then we can run into news and gossip.
I'm so excited.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
We're back, and I'm so excited. Yes. Jesse, let's hear it.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so actually, you know what?
No
Hold on,
pausing.
hold on.
No pausing.
I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna do this.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Look at that.
A spoiler has been found on AfterBuzz TV property. Please remain calm.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
It's just so ridiculous.
Taking me so long.
Now,
AfterBuzz TV News.
all right.
Jesse, stop.
So,
Man.
now
I wanna
there was
hear
an-
it.
There was an interview with the executive producer, and he said quite a lot of stuff that we've been actually asking some questions about. So Mary Ellis is back, and he basically, executive producer Bob Daly says, we're kind of just 8 seasons in, just diving into the DNA of the series a little bit. We asked ourselves, are there any unanswered questions floating around out there? And any characters we need to check back in with one more time? Susan and Carlos find a common ground, and they feel deep guilt over last season's murder and become closer over their mutual feelings. It's interesting. First, Mike doesn't know what's going on. James Den, who plays Susan's husband, Mike says that he thinks she's having an affair, so it's kind of a fun marital thing where one person can't tell if the other one has something to do with.
So Mike's definitely gonna freak out a little bit if he thinks they're an affair. That's
Gabby as well.
Oh.
So we might have bringing the conclusion that Carlos and Susan could be having something.
Okay, so they're obviously going to be spending time together.
Yeah.
Now here's some Susan news. Susan is going back to school. She was sort of the most reluctant member out of the group going forward and covering up the murder. But this leads her down a new path. She's decided to throw herself back into the art. She's going to take art classes at the local college, taught by a temperamental painter played by Miguel Ferrer. It's fun stuff for her, but also he's looking to bring out a deeper side of Susan.
I mean, after this week, I'd much rather see a deeper side than cuckoo side. So that might be good for her. But she's going to like translate it into art and it's going to be like a bloody mess. Wait, there was some crazy art picture. That's what it's going to be. Okay. Keep going, Jesse.
So Bree's romance becomes a little complicated, as Bree's dilemma is the fact that she's falling for a cop and trying to cover up the crime she was sort of the ringleader of. Well, her thing is, instead of balancing work and pleasure, it's actually balancing out crime and pleasure. Good timing on that one. Marsha Cross, who plays Bree, jokes, I think we'll figure out if that's really a big love for her or if she's finally able to let go of love.
Oh, that sounds sad. Sorry, the last line. Letting go of love. I hope she doesn't let go of love. I think she's had so many like really difficult relationships that I kind of just want one to be easy for her.
Something simple.
We'll bring back what's his name? Austin Green?
Orson?
No.
Ooh, yeah, the
Hottie.
sexy one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Let's bring him back.
Make him naked on TV.
There we go. Anything else for us, Jesse?
Oh, a little. Now we're going to get into the Tom, Lynette, and Renee.
And Renee?
Lynette and Tom continue their separation. Tom moves out of the house and is looking to dating.
Renee.
He cannot go back with No.
Ooh.
So they will not be divorcing.
What?
Tom and Lynette will not be getting a divorce. But this season they will be going through a separation, and Tom will be living elsewhere, as we've seen. And at one point they will dip their shoes into the world of midlife dating. But we're also looking for a way to make them fall in love again, but not before a couple women, one of whom we well know makes things tempting for Tom. Could Renee's spark for Tom come back?
No! I'm not okay with that. I'm really not okay with that. That's
That
not
sucks.
okay.
That's like that
We've
whole
already
thing.
dealt with this drama. No. I put my foot down. At least they're not getting divorced. They're not getting divorced. So it's not totally fizzled out. Interesting.
Good. I didn't think so. I think it's just a rough patch.
Oh, interesting season. So much fun.
Well, and the last thing is that someone is dying this season. And they haven't decided if it will be one or more of the characters. With that, a couple of the characters were asked what their tombstone would say.
Okay, did they answer?
Yes.
It's funny.
Marsha Cross, who plays Bree, said, "Wow, she always did her best."
That's
There we go.
Eva Longoria, who plays Gabby, said, "It would probably be something very selfish. She had some great shoes. Gabby would definitely be remembered for her shoes."
All right.
Felicity Huffman, who plays Lynette, said, "What a great question. What would it say? My North Star is my family." Aw, cute.
These do really sound like their characters.
Especially this next one.
Okay.
Vanessa Williams, who plays Renee, said, "Oh, it would definitely say, she came and she died here? Question mark."
That is way cute. Totally her.
James Denton, who plays Mike, said something like, "Finally got him. I've gotten run over, been in a coma, I've been in prison, so it's like I've run out of lives."
I didn't even think about a guy dying.
Yeah.
That didn't even hit me.
It didn't hit me either. I was thinking about Only Women.
Kevin Ram, who plays Lee, said it would be something really snarky. You can't see it, but I'm wearing Chanel.
Yeah.
There we go.
Random question. What if Carlos died?
What would he say?
No.
Oh.
I'm just asking you guys a question.
What if Carlos died?
Do you think he would commit suicide? That they might touch into that?
That's what I was going to say. I think we can head into predictions with this question.
Ooh.
Perfect.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Because I don't know if I should talk over the crazy sounds. There, it's in
Well,
now. There we go.
It's October.
But that question, like about Carlos maybe committing suicide, I could totally see someone committing suicide. This show is so full circle, like wrapping and closing.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't even mention that. Because I'm just jumping through. I was not prepared with news, and I was just being gossipy and looking up some gossip stuff. But the character who plays Mary Ellen said,
Mary Alice,
I'm sorry.
No problem.
She mentioned that the thing that she loves about this show is that it will complete a full circle. So now that you just said that, it's kind of making me think.
It totally could be another suicide, which would make me really sad.
It would make me sad if it was Susan. Just because she's really crazy, like, I don't want her to go that crazy.
Yeah, that's just off the deep end.
I mean, if it was going to be a complete parallel, I guess it would be Bree, though. If it was, like, really a, like, parallel situation.
Because she's the one who got the note.
Or would it be... I mean, the person who shoved it in a trunk was technically even Longoria. But I don't know. It's really up in the air. I could see it happen. I didn't even think about a guy dying until you made the whole Tombstone announcement. And I'd rather it be, honestly, that sounds horrible. But I'd rather be one of the guys.
You don't want your girls to get...
I have to stand by them.
Yes.
I mean...
Carlos makes the most
depressing.
sense.
Yes, it does. I completely agree with you.
Because it's almost like he could confess and finally confess and then take his... that's so grim to say that.
Yeah.
But it could make an interesting storyline, and then to see where, you know, Gabby's going to take her life. Because she does keep saying... She keeps saying to all of the girls, no, think of me. What will me and my daughter... What would happen to me and my family?
That's very true. It's totally up in there. I mean,
lots of
I feel like now every episode I'm going to be like, who's almost dying? What's going on? Is there a gun? Where is it? Is someone being stalked? That's all I'm going to think about like the whole time. Oh no. Now I'm going to be paranoid watching the show instead of just laughing. Great. Other news, do we actually think that Carlos and Susan will have an affair? Do you think it'll just be like, we're going on dates but not hooking up affair, or do we think it's going to go...
that's what it's going to be.
Oh, I don't even think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be the fact that they both are grieving and Susan can't talk to her husband about it. Carlos can't really talk to Gabby about it because she doesn't get it. She's so emotionally blocked. And I think the two of them will really like maybe go to a class or something, or you know what I mean? Something on that end of it. And it's not going to be sexual at all. It's just going to, they'll create a friendship there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where
completely misread.
The drama will
be. That will be way misread.
And then maybe some more drama with dating between Tom and Who Knows and Lynette and Who Knows, correct? That's what I'm thinking. Do you think yes or no with Tom and Renee? Do you think it's going to happen?
Maybe. Perhaps. 95%.
Ooh,
sure,
95%.
I think so.
That's a lot.
I think so.
I did get some information passed on from Derek Shore, who is sick, but did send us some things. And this was from, I'll read what you wrote. He told me. He said, this regards to Lynette. Where did it, he wrote, says Derek's super secret inside source. Says that in the next few weeks, we might see Lynette develop.
AFTERBUZZ TV exclusive.
Look at that. Thank you, Derek Shore, for getting me that nice big thing from Jesse. Anyway, so he said that in the next few weeks, we might see Lynette develop a love interest in one of her twin sons' longtime childhood friends. OMG. Lynette turning into a cougar. That's what he writes. Lynette turning into a cougar? Question mark?
It's interesting because in the discussion of Tom and Lynette, they actually spoke to the kids to see the twins, how they were reacting to the divorce, and they said, although the younger brother and sister are devastated, the twins aren't not going to be happy with the whole situation. So maybe that's where that's going to come into play.
Who knows? Derek, with your secret sources, get us more information. Who is it? How old are they? Maybe, hopefully it's at least like, the babysitter or something.
I don't know.
That's quite a big age gap. That's worse than Eva. That's worse than Bree. They've all dated younger men, but it's not been that big.
But is it worse than
But
Renee,
remember
who's
the
a friend?
twins. The twins are the older ones. They're like in college. They're like out of college now.
Yes,
So,
that's true.
It's like,
I mean, we don't even know. This could just be something, but we definitely know from our spoiler that they are going to be dating. So
That
the
is a
door's
definite.
open.
yep.
Lots of people.
We can't wait
Lots
to
of new
see.
characters. So much fun. Dating scenes are the best.
Definitely.
Honestly, there's.
Do you think that the stress is going to... This will be an exit way for Renee's character if she
Yes.
is to do this? Absolutely. None of the girls would allow that to happen.
Yeah. No, never.
So maybe... Because didn't we comment last week how she wasn't a part... They didn't make her fully a part of the cast?
Yeah, we mentioned last week that she's not. The beginning credits, how they put all the women?
Yeah.
She's not up there. And there's like an awkward
But-
empty spot. Like
but
where
was-
there should be a body.
But was Edie ever there? No.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. Yeah, no.
I can't remember off the
So,
top of my head.
They're just supporting
The
the
one woman
main-
that's kind of off
yeah,
on
it's like
herself.
the one girl.
The floating.
Alone. There's always that one girl in every group.
Wait, no sad notes. I want to leave this on a happy note.
Oh yeah.
We're all like grim, like every end it's like someone's gonna die. There's one person on outside. Come on, people, bring it up.
You can just say it with a smile. Someone's gonna die.
Oh my gosh, this season.
Someone's going to die.
Well, what if it's the bad guy?
That the bad guy
note writer?
dies?
Yeah.
Do you think the note writer is a bad guy or a really good guy?
Ooh. I don't know.
I liked the fake mustache twirl.
I don't know. I want to know what you guys think out there. What do you guys think about this note? You can write us an email at info@AfterBuzzTV.com.
Just don't make it too creepy like the note.
No creepy notes.
Yeah. I know what you did.
Well, let's go around. Who do you think did it? If you had to put a stamp on it right now.
Who wrote the note? I'm thinking maybe Chuck.
Oh, you're going to go with Chuck.
Oh, I am.
I can't go with Chuck. I can't. I think it's
He always
I think
leads
it's someone
A guy or a girl at least?
girl. Or
Or a guy.
I think it's someone who has a closer connection to Paul Young.
Maybe the
Somehow.
son. Where's the son? Where's Paul's son?
Yeah.
That's
Where's
what came
Zach?
into
Zach is his name. Where
the
is
thing
he?
is, like, wouldn't he have had to be around?
Yeah. and
I don't know.
I don't get how he would know what they did. Do you think it actually has something to do with what they think, or maybe it's something else? Because what else has Bree done? Maybe it could be something totally different that we're not even going back and thinking
The
about.
only thing I can think of is, but it's already been totally hashed out.
Was the thing with the kid and his son, right?
Carlos's mom and Bree's son. But, and like she...
Yeah.
Who did she shoot? Did she shoot someone? I'm going to have to think about all of Bree's dirty deeds. There's so many dirty things.
Eva Longoria. Did she ever hold a gun up to somebody?
Yes.
Okay,
she pointed it at her. Remember when they were in the clearing? I believe it was her.
Yes, her.
She confronted him.
Yeah.
I think she if memory serves me
steer
right,
away, blah,
she
blah,
pointed
blah.
a gun at her biological father, who's now, or stepfather, whatever, the guy who's now dead and buried. She at one point did point a gun at him.
Mm-hmm. They got out of the car and she said, "Stop following me." Remember, she ran in the bushes to hide and he followed her in there.
It was like in the woods.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she pointed a gun at him.
Yep, she did. I just wanted to make sure that I was looking at
Yep, she did.
I wanted to make sure I was looking at the right thing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, do we have anyone we hope doesn't die? Like, really doesn't die? Like, I really don't want Lynette to die. I don't know why, but she sticks out in my head. Like, she can't. I don't want her to die. That makes sense.
I don't want her to die. I don't think she will die. I don't think Tom will be. If we're thinking at the guys, I don't think Tom will be. I think that family, they're already going through a struggle.
That it won't touch them.
Yeah.
Or maybe that new guy, Ben. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Maybe that new guy, Ben, wrote the note. Because, no, that's Bree. Never mind. I was trying to come up with something else.
Come pulling it out of there. Who knows?
I
mean, I feel like it's the cop.
You know, since he's a cop. Chuck, yeah, okay. What was your reasoning for picking Chuck, though?
Just because Paul Young had said he's the only other one who knew about the note. Like, so who would get that note? Like, who would be able to write that note besides him? Who knew what
I feel like there's someone we're seeing. I feel like he can't. I feel like they love to like point us in directions that are completely off. And like and like I don't want to think he's that bad as that he wrote a note and he's sleeping with her.
Yeah, okay, that is a little creepy.
Like
that's like what channel is this on?
I don't want that. No, but I don't think Desperate Housewives is pushing that many.
Yeah,
that far. That'd be really weird and messed up. That would make him like evil. I don't want to think about that, Jesse.
All right.
Anyway, so do we have any more predictions for the week?
Mm-mm.
No, then I think we are done with Desperate Housewives for the night. Oh, next week. Hopefully we'll get some more hints. Maybe another note.
Ooh, yeah. I like notes.
That type of note. That type of note's bad.
Well, it'll give us more clues.
Exactly. It's like Blue's Clues.
I would like this to kind of get a little more mysterious and try to figure out putting pieces together. I would like that.
You want like a lineup of suspects?
Yeah,
that we can
I want suspects.
All right.
I want suspects.
I want suspects.
With their shirts off.
Yes.
Perfect.
Sounds good to me.
So until next week, ladies.
Yes.
See you next week.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Also, we might be showing next week at the Comedy Club, so
we
keep
will
you
be
up.
this coming Sunday at the John Lovitz Comedy Club.
So if you want to come watch us in person,
Universal City Studio, City Walk,
Universal
here
City
in
Walk,
Los Angeles. We'll be streaming the finale of Breaking Bad, and hopefully have some of the cast members in there. Maria Menounos will be hosting it. So come join us. It's going to be a grand old time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we'll be next week. But now back to our normal closing, everyone.
Ladies,
buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.